Welcome back to Huffler Garage. So today's a rain day and we're actually working in the garage on our 1980 Fisher Marine bass boat. This is what we typically film off of so that we get those good shots from the outside that everyone loves so much. And what we're doing to this bass boat today is we are adding the NOCO setup on it. And we have two different things that we're adding today. We are adding the NOCO Genius Gen 5 2X, and this thing is going to help keep the batteries maintained. It also does charging, and it has a repair cycle in it. And this thing does everything from lead acid batteries to AGMs, gels, and other. It actually has several different batteries it can do. But for us, lead acid and AGM batteries is all we're going to be using. So, and on the Gen 5 2X, we're able to do two batteries at once. And as you can see here, it does have both setups and individual wires that go to the batteries. And these also are independently fused. That way, if you have any issues, it's going to pop the fuse instead of blowing up your charger or messing up your battery. This thing is also IP68. Which means you could throw this in the water, basically, but I wouldn't do that. But it is a marine setup. The Gen 5 does go a 1 through 3, so you can do 1 battery, 2 battery, or 3 battery, depending on which one you purchase. You can also get the Gen 10, which does a 1 battery, 2 battery, 3 battery, or 4 battery, depending on what your setup is. If you need to do 4 batteries, you may want to go with the Gen 10 X4. And also, we got the NOCO GCP1. And this is going to be our setup. That way, on the Gen 5 2X, we're not having to plug this into a drop cord. This is an adapter port. That way we can plug this in and have it mounted straight to the boat. We just bring the extension cord right over to it, plug it in, and that is what we're installing on this boat today. I'm going to show you how that's set up. We also purchased a Gen 5 X1, and this is for our ski boat because it only has 1 battery. And just for reference, how much smaller it is than the Gen 5 X2. And I haven't seen an X4 in person, but I can assume that it is much larger than this. But we will be installing this on our ski boat at some point in our lives when we get to it. Same thing with this. We've had this for several months. It's almost about to be the winter season. It's a rain day, so let's get some things done in the garage. Couple things before we get started actually installing this. Obviously in this compartment there is a fuel tank. Make sure it is closed and well vented. We've had this open for a while. We are going to leave the fuel tank in here. We have the vent cap completely sealed off. And the second thing you're going to want to do is for the batteries, since we are going to be working with electrical things, go ahead and disconnect those. Once again, the eyelet hook's got to go on there, so let's just go ahead and hook them from the start. There is a small hole up here that we're going to be feeding this cord through so we can set it up to the adapter port where we can just pull the extension cord right over to it. But that hole is down there, and we may end up having to drill a hole in the front. We're pretty sure that we will. But once we get into it, we'll explain that a little bit more as well. So this comes with 2 self-tapping screws. We're just going to mount it on this aluminum plate here. And it's basically going to look like this. And these holes are slotted instead of actual holes. So we're going to put 1 screw in, level it up to eyesight, and pop our second screw in as well. Perfect. And look at how simple, 2 screws. Now that we have our charger mounted, we have our leads. That's going to go to our first battery. We're going to start with our negative. Put that on there. Our wing nut. You have our positive. And you know what I forgot? I forgot the actual positive wire here. Put that on, and then the charger. And the same goes for the second battery over here. Then twine this real quick. Pull that off and get both of those. Negative, positive. Alright, now that that's hooked up, for a lot of people, you may stop at this point and you may not mind hooking up to a drop cord from here, which we're going to do and just see what this looks like. But we're going to go a step further. Like I said, we're going to pass it through this wall back here and put our adapter mount plate up front. That way we can just plug it straight in without any worries. So let's hook this up to a drop cord and see what she does. Plug this bad boy in. Ah, there it's on. 12 volt. 12 volt. And that should be the standard charging section. Like I said, this one does do lead acid, AGM, lithium, and it does have a 12 volt repair. And we have actually used that feature on some other batteries, and it has brought dead batteries back to life. It really just depends, but sometimes if you want to save a battery, that repair really comes in handy. So for our final step, we're going to be using the NOCO GCP1. This AC port plug is a pass-through, and we are putting it in here. We were going to put it underneath the seat for a little weather protection and easier access for us to throw the drop cord to, but because of the way the foam is set up in here, we're going to have to do it in the center, which works just as well. What we have to do this job is a 2-inch hole saw, and we're going to pop that hole. That is just a little larger than the diameter of this. We'll feed this through, plug in our charger, and it comes with 3 self-tappers, and we'll just get it mounted like that. So let's get started. Center this up the best we can. Ooh, easy enough. There's our hole. Let's feed this through just to see what she looks like. Wow, it's almost like it was meant to be that way. All right, let's get this plugged up and get her drilled in. Where's my screws at? So we have our hole drilled and our pass-through installed. The last thing we're going to do is put our screws in. These are self-tappers, so this makes it super easy. I'll tighten that up just yet. We'll make sure that thing stays straight until we get our 2 screws in. You don't want to screw this in too tight. It is a rubber, per se, gasket behind here, and you'll just squish it all out if you go too tight. Bam. And just like that, our pass-through is set up. And doesn't that look nice? All right, we have it installed. Let's plug it in and make sure she works. Our pass-through is working. So other than initially setting up this charger for which batteries you have, once you have it into its setting, when you plug it in, it's automatically going to go back to that same charge setting, which for this one is a lead acid 12 volt. If you were to set it up for the AGM or the lithium, it should go back to that setting as soon as you plug it up as well. And that's kind of the nice part. Once you do initially pull it out the box and set it up, it's just going to plug and play for the rest of your life, hopefully. This is a pretty simple install, and as you can see, one of our batteries is already charged, and we've only been down here for, you know, a wee bit. And this install, super simple. Hate that we waited so long on it. But these NOCOs we purchased off of Amazon. We are not sponsored by them. We bought them off Amazon one day. They seem to work great. They've lasted. We've used their chargers, their jump boxes, and we have, you know, many different types of these NOCOs. So check them out on Amazon. You can check the link in the description. Usually we go for the Chinese brands, but for the NOCO, which is an American company and made in Vietnam, it does still have a great brand name and warranty, and obviously they work because we've been using them for a couple years without any issues. So check out that NOCO instead of the cheap Chinese brands for your chargers and your jump boxes. They'll last a lot longer. Well, if you have any comments, leave them below. Like and subscribe, and hey, follow us for more. See what we're doing. Is on our 1980s Fisher Marine